most men are fine with women being prostitutes, and they'd be happy to date them and marry them.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Dude.
Well, okay, fine, sex worker.
I'm a cyber findom, which is
fine.
different.
She's a.
Which is how this conversation started.
You said you do escorting. That's prostitution.
I know, but you would call it an escort. Do you escort, sex worker?
We can pretend this stuff doesn't exist.
Well,
we can
okay,
pretend.
okay. If you wanna
There's
if you want to
different
sugar,
areas.
No,
of
there's
sex
different.
work.
Brian, there's
I
truly
do sex work. She does sex work.
There's
you're
truly
an
different.
escort. That's prostitution. You had you want to talk about dating while being a sex worker? Wait, here, I'll help. Most men don't want to date a sex worker.
They don't know.
They don't know
Depends.
about.
Who you tell? You don't tell everybody, do you?
Oh my God, you withhold that
No.
shit? Yikes! Holy
No.
shit!
Wait.
Oh, she just did.
She hasn't even made a claim yet.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, it's boring. Okay, well, everything else in your
I need
pre-show notes are
something.
kind of boring too.
Wait, do you tell the men that you're dating that you're a sex worker?
You do understand seeking
Two-
arrangement.
2 of my relationships out of
100.
fuck off. Okay,
What?
hold on. Wait, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3,
Oh boy.
4. I think I've been with 5 people, like in a
All right,
relationship.
Keep counting.
What the fuck is
Brian,
2 people I've told, but that was young, dumb,
you'd be
and full of
surprised.
cum.
You'd be surprised how men do not care.
I
but
would
you have to
not
understand seeking-
now. If I was dating somebody now, I wouldn't tell them. Or if I did
my
tell them,
God.
they would have to accept that
Wait,
and
so
still support
it's
me.
dating.
Wait, but
Anyone
you
should
escort.
have to accept that. Like how am I supposed to make an informed decision about my life if I don't know?
But do you know what anybody's really doing? Because most girls that are on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, they're also on seeking arrangement. It's just packaged in a different form. What do we call it? Sex for money, sex for privilege, sex for power, sex for status. It's all just how you package it. They're all doing it. It's just who's being forthright about it.
Yeah, and I don't
but you
I don't
shouldn't
agree with lying to anyone you're with about anything. Like at the end of the day, if you're physically with somebody else and then you're going to physically come be with somebody else, they should know that you're not exclusive, so that they can make an informed decision about what they're doing with their body and their
incumbent
life.
upon that person to get themselves tested and all the regular, because you don't know what anybody's doing. You don't know what
Wait,
anybody's
hold on.
doing
But I
under the
don't,
sun.
even if like a prostitute is clean, I don't want, even if she's clean, to date a woman who's a prostitute.
And he might want to. He should be able to make that choice.
Okay,
though.
but let me
You
pose
don't,
it
but
to
I'm
you.
saying you should be able to make that choice. I do
Let
or
me
I don't.
pose it to you a different way. Just like someone who's trans should divulge up front relatively quickly after establishing. I'm just saying,
Yes.
because if there's a danger. It's someone in sex work. I tell everybody I'm offended, everybody, but I'm also married. But someone in sex work has to be very careful because she's setting herself up. Predatory men will do nothing but serve her up. She'd be serving herself up on a silver platter. We have to remember, at the end of the day, she's a mom, she's a single mom, she's a female. Oh, let me just say, hey, Tinder date, I don't know you, but I'm a sex worker. Bam. I mean,
Wait.
they're gonna think about it.
They're gonna what? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
Lord, let me count the ways. Of
Yeah, but
how
a
you will be-
relationship, getting into a relationship, you don't have to
No one
just.
Wait, hold
said,
on.
no one said
Tinder.
relationship.
Wait,
We're
wait,
saying
wait.
the early
What?
stages.
Wait, but hold on. If your argument is about related to safety, the most safe thing you could do is allow the man to make an informed decision ahead of time before he gets bamboozled into dating a woman who's like fucking other
If
people.
he's doing it correctly in the first few dates, nothing's happening. If men were doing this the
Don't
way
waste
we
mine.
used to do it old-fashioned, by the time it got to intimacy, he
Old-fashioned?
would know. If he jumps in bed with her. Oh,
Old-fashioned?
please, Brian, with the men that are on the DL, do you know that all my clients, 99% of them are married vanilla men?
And they're low virtue men.
No, they're not.
Hold
Some
on, no.
of these
Ryan,
guys
I have
bottom-
billionaires.
bottom
Wait, wait,
fucking
hold on.
barrel
It's
shitbags.
literally-
It's not like
I have
one type of man.
billionaires.
There's really great men who I meet.
Stop. Stop. It's baked into the example you provided. Married men are seeking me out for sexual services. That's in contravention of a marriage. That's
Absolutely.
He's
That-
cheating.
but
It's baked in.
that's not
He's
my
cheating.
business.
Oh, the
Hold on.
conversation.
Like if I was
He's
just hooking
cheating.
up with somebody just to hook up with
Brian,
somebody,
is a
and they
man-
were
is a
married
man
or
who's
in a
married
relationship,
who's-
then I just wouldn't do that.
A man who's married who calls me because he likes to wear panties and doesn't want his wife to know. I'm not with him. I'm watching him on camera. I'm just on the phone. Is he cheating?
He's low
Is
virtue.
Yes.
He's low virtue.
Guys,
Yes.
that is so juvenile. That is so ignorant. You guys don't realize how much of the population is indulging in this. This is your doctor. This is your next door neighbor. This is your employee. You guys have no
Also,
idea.
men
No,
cheat.
I get that.
That doesn't make
All
it right.
men
It's
cheat.
their low
Doesn't
character.
make it right.
That doesn't make it right.
I get that. I get
Just-
that, but that isn't a. My point still stands. It's still.
You guys think it's sexual. You guys think it's
It's
all
low
sexual.
virtue.
You guys think it's all sexual.
Would the wives be upset if they found out they were doing it?
I ask every one of them, have you involved your wife? Well, I tried early on in the marriage. She couldn't understand it. So I found it's better to compartmentalize these things. They're not all sexual. First of all, fetish, we don't choose. Let me tell you how fetish is born, kink and fetish. We don't choose what we're attracted to. Something
I would
way
know.
back in pre-adolescence happens, and we get hard locked in the psyche, okay?
Okay, but so my position would be if you're married to somebody, then there should be like an open line of communication. And perhaps initially, if you like bring this to your partner, like, look, I get it, people are sexually repressed or whatever, but I think the foundation of a good relationship would be like some degree of openness to like varying degrees of sexuality. So in this case, if you're a man, I mean, it depends. to
Brian,
the
are you
degree.
married?
No, it depends the degree of like what the fetish is or whatever. But like, I think it would be fair if a guy has a foot fetish, for example, and he's married to his wife and it's a loving, caring relationship. I think first step would be well, I don't think there would be really any steps afterwards. Bring it to your wife first and then have an open conversation about
what I
it.
just said
and maybe
happened.
she's willing to engage in your fetish.
This is such. This is many, many episodes onto itself. I can't begin to scratch the surface of what I do psychologically for 20 years. A woman wrote me on TikTok earlier today, and she said, "You know more, Pam, than most psychologists because what I see, when I pull the veil back, what I see, the average psychologist isn't seeing." Okay, and I deal with everything from guys who were molested by their childhood best friend's father on a camping trip. And they are in a relationship, but they can't get off until I deal with every possible case scenario, but you are naive. If
Well, you're
you
talking
think
about like abnormal psychology here. Like, I mean,
Do you think that's healthy?
They need healing. They don't need to be
100
cheating on their wives
Do you
in that
think
way.
that's healthy to indulge those kinds of?
you tell me, have you
things?
been
I'm
sexually
asking
assaulted
you,
by your
do
best
you
friend's father?
think it's
He was
healthy?
calling me to talk through these things. Listen, you guys can judge at the end of the day. I don't
I'm
take
not
anybody's
judging you.
money. It says FinDom because that's the only thing you can say on social media. I am not just a FinDom.
yeah,
okay.
okay. So back to the original point. Generally speaking, I think most men don't want to be involved with a woman who's a prostitute, escort, sex worker, etc. Like most men. To be clear, I'm not saying that you guys. I know you're married. I know you have plenty of men who would love to be with you. What I'm saying is, when I'm saying most, that could be like 51%.
I think you'd be shocked at who's these
Just to
men
be clear,
are.
sex workers have no shortage of men who want to date them. But typically, these men tend to lean more towards being low virtue men. Most high virtue men don't want to date
I don't
sex
want to out
workers.
daddy right now. My husband is the vice president of a global biotech. He's got a PhD in
Hold
organic
on,
chemistry.
just because you have high status or a lot of money doesn't make you high virtue.
My
They're
husband
actually
I'm
is-
not,
character.
but I'm
We
not,
should
I don't
look
know
up
your
the word
husband. I'm not
virtuous.
saying anything.
My
I don't
husband
know
was
your
dating a
husband.
Playboy playmate before he dated me. I was a single mom. I was living back in Pennsylvania. She was a baby. And I was very, very careful as to what I let him know. And when I ultimately told him what I did, he said, well, I have more respect for what you do than the average Playboy
Okay.
playmate.
How about this then? I'll go ahead and let's just go ahead and grant, for the sake of argument, that you know what, most men are fine with women being prostitutes, and they'd be happy to date them and marry them.
Whoa,
and-
whoa, whoa.
Hold on.
Dude,
Well, okay, fine, sex worker.
I'm a cyber FinDom, which
okay,
is
fine.
different.
She's
Which is how this conversation started.
You said you do escorting. That's prostitution.
I know, but you would call it an escort. Do you escort sex worker?
We can pretend this stuff doesn't exist.
Well,
we can
okay,
pretend.
okay, if you wanna
there's
if you want to
different
sugar,
like areas.
No,
of
there's
sex
different-
work.
Brian, there's
I do
truly-
you're an
sex work. She
escort.
does sex work.
There's
you're
truly
an
different.
escort. That's prostitution.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, fine. Look, for example, I'll be fair. I don't think a woman who's a lingerie model, I won't call her a prostitute. She's not. From my definition, I don't think a woman who posts lingerie photos is a prostitute. Is she? It's like on. She's a sex worker. She's not a prostitute. You do escorting. Definitionally, that's prostitution. I'm not using that in a pejorative sense. Prostitution that's what it is. I would argue, though, you know what? I'm prepared to make a prescription. I'm not even going to speak descriptively. Prescriptively, I don't think men should date sex workers.
Why?
Whether they should or they shouldn't, this is what's happening. And the problem is, in the UK, in Germany, in Netherlands, Switzerland,
Yeah?
this
What
is
about
all totally acceptable. It's here in the United States that we clutch our pearls.
Yeah, and those
it's
societies.
only here.
Okay,
That doesn't make it right.
Yeah, those
It
societies.
doesn't make it right, but it's happening, and you guys that are pretending like it's not.
No. I'm not pretending
You're
it's not at
the
all.
fools if you think it's not happening
Well, hold
left
on.
and
But
right.
the liberalization in all the countries you listed, you said the UK, the Netherlands, Germany. I mean, they're literally like a generation from losing their fucking country. Like,
What does that have to do with
it
the
has
fact
everything to do with it because it's the liberalization of these
the
countries.
United
These
States
countries
was
are
founded
gone.
by religious pilgrims seeking religious freedom. We are still a young country.
Germany-
We are not ready for these conversations. My
No,
sickest clients are out of Germany.
Okay, great.
Let me just tell you.
No surprise there. No surprise there. Germany will literally be lost within a fucking generation.
Listen,
I'm
took
telling
I
some
you.
didn't make the
turns,
rules.
took
I'm
some
just telling you
turns.
how it is.
I'm telling you that Germany,
I wanted
the
to
UK.
tell you something that I agreed with what you were saying about how there is some form of prostitution, even if it's for that bag, that house. You know, you don't really like him, but you want that house. You want that car. And you don't want to, he's going to give you the money to do it, and all you have to do is sleep with him or pretend to be his girlfriend or be his girlfriend
My
and not
marriage
really
is
like
a perfect
him.
example of this.
So I just wanted to
Look,
No,
there's,
you're
there's no
absolutely
dispute.
right.
There's no dispute that sex workers or former sex workers or whatever it is can have happy marriages. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm saying is,
Yes, you are. Yes,
no,
you are.